welcome everyone here on 2K Sports. Can't wait to get some NBA action going. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. So for the Lakers, their last game a win against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And there wasn't much question as to how that game was going to turn out. They absolutely put the hammer down on them.
Man, you know what? Up against a weak defense, they were allowed to do pretty much whatever they wanted.
What I like, though, besides that is that they just didn't settle for it, because weak defenses, you could take bad shots. That's not what they did here tonight.
And look at the starters for the Cavaliers. And Stevenson is out there with Kevin Love. Then there's Sexton. Then there's Andre Drummond. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. And a long way to go, Brent, but there are some early signs of a legitimate playoff contender, championship contender.
When we talk about that, Kevin, you and I always are leery of the fact of how many of these guys have had the experience of being scarred up in the early rounds of the playoffs, having to advance or beat a team that's proven before. Right now, there are some teams out there that are raising our eyebrows where we think they're going to have an opportunity. If they keep growing like this and they keep finding this type of consistency, they could be dangerous.
You'd like to think they're going to use those scars, as you say, from the past and motivate them even more.
Well, those are the teams who can always take the next step.
Sure.
It's the young teams that are unproven, even though they're playing well, where we sometimes wonder, will they be able to maintain this kind of focus come playoff time?
About 1 minute into the first quarter. For Cleveland, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And Love gets it to go.
Precision shooting off of the pass. Love takes no time letting that one go.
James, the pass to Davis. And finished off by Davis.
Yeah, nice, strong finish on the inside.
But Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. Love outside. Off target from three-point range. James finds Caldwell Pope. It's Davis on the wing. And so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last. Cleveland's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Guarded by Oladipo. Passes to Drummond. Second chance effort. Love trying to break loose. And the rejection by Ibaka.
He's been the NBA's leader in blocks multiple times. Ibaka just has that rare instinct for it.
And that one's good. Love.
What?
That's a talented guy getting too easy a look. Might have been a miscommunication on that one.
Well, just the first quarter, everyone's still getting adjusted. That said, on defense, you have to bring help sooner.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop, but he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Now, here's Stevenson. Really played well against Phoenix in his last outing. And it's Drummond with the jam.
And when he gets himself into the right position, Drummond so powerful in terms of finishing at the rim. The only way to prevent that alley-oop is to keep him from getting to the launching pad in the first place.
LeBron against Drummond.
Sometimes LeBron just likes to take it all out on the rim. That time on display.
And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Sexton with it. 9 points last game. He kicks to Drummond. Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. You look at the Bucks. They're gaining on some of the teams above them. Trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And when you look at the Lakers, they haven't started quite as fast as everyone predicted. But they're still one of the teams to beat, in my opinion, and still a championship contender.
Now here's LeBron. He's coming off a 22-point game against Oklahoma City.
He also did a masterful job in that game of drawing a lot of fouls, so he's creating havoc for the defense.
They now take the lead. 5 points in the game.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
And James throws it down home.
I love LeBron being shifty on that play. Outstanding at going right to the rack with that size, strength, and speed.
Now we'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach J.B. Bickerstaff.
Kevin, he said it was all about taking advantage of what the defense gives them tonight and not forcing things. He said the team that beats us more often than anyone is ourselves. When we lose focus, it's very difficult for us to win. It's something I stress to the guys on the way to the arena. See if they heard him, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks, David. And guys, how will they go about getting their shooting percentage where coach wants it to be?
Well, what you always see is that a high assist rate leads to a good field goal percentage. So that's essential for unselfish stuff.
Now you nailed it, GA. If you don't get good passing out there, you're not going to get great shooting, so that will be a huge determining factor in this one.
Cleveland shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
Now here's James. He has 7. No good on the shot.
Yeah, I think the defense made an impact on that play, making the shooter feel a bit uncomfortable on release.
Out to the right wing. Sexton kicks to Stevenson. It's Drummond, top of the key. Just 5 to shoot. Beyond the arc. And James pulls it down. And so James will bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. This game against Cleveland is the first time they've met this season.
And last season, they made short work of this club. 2 games, 2 wins.
Sort of representative of how they each finished the season. One a playoff team, the other on the outside looking in. I think things may play out the same way this year, too.
Here is Love. Following the basket by Contavious Caldwell-Pope. And Andre Drummond, the bucket on the assist by Love. Drummond's got his second basket of the night. Now LeBron. And LeBron throws it down hard.
And you got to try to keep LeBron away from the post as much as possible. That time, too deep, turns around, and gets the dunk.
Well, Greg, we know that Kevin Love is a great passer, but just how much more does that open up for his team?
I mean, his outlets get the team up and moving in terms of transition faster than probably anyone else could. It's very hard to double Love with the ball, as his awareness and that passing that you mentioned immediately will find the open man. And Love's passing alone was probably worth about 10 extra points a game for his team.
And Davis, here we go. And it's set back by Drummond.
Drummond mixes defensive smarts with elite physical tools, and that's what makes him a solid defender. He's going to get his hands on a few shots each and every game.
Now here is Davis. Game against Oklahoma City, very impressive. To the middle, and that one's good. Drummond's got 6 points.
He doesn't do some of the damage that other big men do on the perimeter, but inside, Drummond's got just as much game as anybody.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
You know, watching Kevin Love, he's really got a ton of tools at his disposal offensively. We know he can shoot it. We know he can post it, but his off-ball movement has also improved. Love has molded himself into a dynamic scorer.
Grant, he's checked in for the Lakers. Redick comes in for Caldwell-Pope. Oladipo, the pass to LeBron. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Power personified right there in number 23, LeBron James. Wow.
Cedi Osman, he's checked in for Cleveland. For Los Angeles, they have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line. Sexton kicks to Love. Pass to Sexton. Launches a 3. Here's Drummond. Pass to Sexton. Here's Osman. Another shot. Redick with the rebound.
Team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Cavaliers trailing. And here's Sexton. To the middle. Here's Love. Count it, good. Love's got 7 points in the game.
Kevin Love showing off a bit of his moxie there and some experience there, overpowering the defense with some of his strength.
And so it's LeBron. James making things happen for the Los Angeles Lakers. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And what stands out to you from the Lakers in this one?
And boy, I tell you, it didn't take them long to find their rhythm. Strong offense through one.
A nice game plan coming in, and right now sticking to it. It's a nice lead that they have.
On the floor for Cleveland, getting going here in the second. Osman outside at 3 with Nance down at the power forward spot. Matthew Dellavedova is out there with Exum. And it's Love in at the center position. And it's sent back by Howard.
Well, that reach of Dwight Howard is so impressive. A dominant shot blocker and a tremendous athlete.
Oladipo taking his time here. Back to Grant. And the layup's good off the glass. Grant's got his first points of the night.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Here's Love from the arc. The Lakers with the rebound. Oladipo dishes to Redick. A three-pointer off the mark. The Cavaliers trail by 5. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Dellavedova kicks to Love. To the left wing. Shot clock at 6. Inside. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Love's got 9.
You got to know that about Kevin Love. He's going to take what the defense gives him, that time inside.
Good D from Love.
Really shocking he didn't take advantage of that golden opportunity there. He needs to be much better in that situation.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wynn.
This is the feel of a player to use his body to keep the shot from being blocked. Excellent work there.
Stolen by Exum. Oh, Nance in position. That puts them in the lead. And the Cavaliers lead by 1.
Well, a big reason why Dellavedova is out there is because he can see who's available.
And there's the pass to Exum. A shot, no good. Great D that time from Redick. Takes the 3, and he's good on the 3-ball. Redick's got 6 in the quarter.
Easy to see why J.J. Redick is a guy that everybody talks about as being one of the premier shooters in the NBA.
And the jam by Larry Nance.
This is a nice connection with Larry Nance Jr. Throw it his way. He'll take care of the rest.
Oladipo finds Bazemore. Now, here's Oladipo. He's coming off a 13-point game against Oklahoma City. 4 on the clock. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. On deep. No good from Grant.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Dellavedova, the pass to Love. Goes up to the stripe, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. Love's got 11 points.
And this is what it's all about, guys. The competitive spirit, the energy that we're seeing. This one's got the feeling like it's going to go down to the wire.
And if it does, as evenly as these two teams have played here, it's anyone's guess who's going to come out on top.
Howard gets to Reddick. Passes it to Oladipo. Popped up there for Howard. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
I swear Dwight Howard plays with a watch on. His timing is tremendous on those alley-oops.
Love the pass to Osman. Plenty of space. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. And it's 13 points for Kevin Love. And the Lakers call time here. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Anthony Davis is checked in for Grant. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Kent Bazemore. And LeBron subbed in for Victor Oladipo. There's so many great point guards in the league right now. Brent, which of them do you think does the best job of running the pick and roll?
I think Chris Paul still heads up the top of my list for pick and roll operators. He's so devastating and has been for his entire career in the mid-range, just settling in at the free throw line and popping shots that seem effortless, and he's able to knock it down. Steph Curry still at the point guard position does so many unique things, Kevin, playing without the basketball and setting screens away from the ball to open up teammates, which eventually gives him opportunities to shoot threes. So divergently different, those two, but two of my favorites to watch.
And it's important Sexton makes those. The more he hits from outside, the more the floor will open up.
It's Davis with the drop. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson. Lakers shooting their third free throw attempt of the game.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line.
And so James will bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. And that game closes out the four-game homestand for them.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
A shot by Thompson and no one's around.
Halfway non even Stevenson with the assist.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
Stevenson against LeBron. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Good D by Stevenson. Knight against Reddick. Nance. And there's another one for the Cavaliers.
Capable from that kind of range, Larry Nance Jr. effective at using that area of the floor on that possession.
Caldwell-Pope outside. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
And Anthony Davis is just as complete a player on the offensive end as you're going to find. Great facing up, great mid-range, plays with the back to the basket. One of the things that is his best quality, Kevin, that does not get talked about much, is just how devastating he is in transition. One of the game's greatest runners and finishers. And when you play with a point guard who will advance the ball, he becomes that much more dangerous.
Timeout called, Cleveland. And Brent for Davis in his offense, the stat lines he can put up are just jaw-dropping.
Man, even from a historic standpoint, very few big men can dominate a game in the multitude of ways that AD can. Incredibly quick with his decision-making. He's really got great footwork. And with his length, he has the easiest time getting a shot off any switch. I mean, it's just an automatic mismatch. He is truly a special player.
Now, here's LeBron. Larry Nance unable to get his shot to go. Now, here's Sexton. He's tightly guarded. On the wing, Stevenson. LeBron with the block.
LeBron using his length that time perfectly. He's in the area. You can't throw up anything lazy.
Ibaka finds Oladipo, and the layup is good. And the Lakers lead by 2.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, he's also crafty with how he approaches it. Right there, he uses just the right move to lay it in.
From 12 feet out. James, the pass to Oladipo. James against Stevenson. But they'll get another chance. Oladipo outside. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks. Welcome back. It was a big-time first quarter from Anthony Davis. He ended up with 15 points and 3 rebounds. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
Well, I think to shoot a high percentage, the offense has to be in sync. And in the first half, those guys were sharing the basketball, playing for each other. Now it becomes a match.
And that'll...
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You know, Davis has been exceptional here, guys.
And I love the game plan in that first half. They really value each possession.
Efficient so far with the shots that he's taken. His contributions have been fantastic.
We've got Davis. Victor Oladipo is out there with LeBron James. Then it's Contavious Caldwell Pope. And it's Ibaka in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's who's in the game for the Lakers.
It's just not easy to contain or control LeBron James. A nightmare when trying to stop him, especially on the drive.
Brent, we're seeing shorter training camps. I don't know if it adds to injuries or takes away from injuries with fresher bodies. What do you think about that whole philosophy?
I believe that the shorter training camp did lead itself and lend itself to more injuries last year. And one of the things that I'm concerned with, Kevin, just on a physiological level for players, is that what they are doing to prepare themselves for the season as an individual player, working on your weaknesses and doing those sort of things, is not the same as getting in the training camp and preparing yourself for your stamina, your endurance, and your wind. And I wonder if there will be some moves in the next couple of seasons about trying to get off the individual training and get back to more of the endurance stamina training so that these little injuries are just not part of a season in the future.
And the basket by Stevenson.
And defensively, this is the opposite of how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, it's like 4 teenagers at home over the summer, just not enough activity. You've gotten your rest. It's time to man up.
Stolen by Caldwell Pope. Puts it up. And sent back by Drummond.
They have yet to hit a shot. A real slow start here in the second half.
And here's Caldwell Pope. He brings it up for Los Angeles. The lead is 2. James with the bucket. James has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, they missed their first 3 shots, and after that, maybe they'll get some air underneath their wings a little bit.
Sexton kicks to Love. To the middle. He's looking for Drummond and finds him. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Love has a knack for recognizing when a teammate's going to break wide open.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Higher Head.
Oh, yun naman. Anong ginagawa mo, James?
He's on his way to the line.
Pagdali tayo ni walang
3
iya.
of 4 to start this half. Offensively, they've been great.
The Cavaliers shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game. Stevenson against James. Pass to Oladipo. From deep. James finds Davis. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. 6 to shoot. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got 11 rebounds in the game.
They're 1 of 5 to begin this half, guys, and they have to address this problem quickly or this could get out of hand. The mindset right now is pretty strong. Superb at staying aggressive and right now stringing some plays together.
And Goaltending is going to be the call, so they get the basket there anyway.
Man, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Teddy Osman, he's checked in for Lance Stevenson, and it's Dante Exum in for Sexton. Exum passes to Love. Here's Osman, he's guarded by Davis. Osman kicks to Exum, puts up a three. Pass to Oladipo, he dishes it to James. He feeds it to Ibaka.
I mean, it looks simple, but LeBron makes it look that way, Kevin.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now.
Oh.
And another miss by Cleveland. The Lakers in the lead. Outside for Davis. Over to the wing. LeBron outside. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Oladipo. And they force the shot clock violation.
What?
Great D. And here's what Cleveland's schedule is looking like. On Friday, they'll be playing against Draymond Green and the Golden State Warriors. And then on Monday, they'll face off against Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat.
And for their matchup with the Bucks, they have that date.
Wash out, emoji cold sweat.
What? Ano sinasabi mo doon?
They love to compete, and they feel they can play very well against that group if they can execute.
Some changes for the Lakers. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Ibaka. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Caldwell Pope.
Oh, you!
It's 2-on-1.
Huli ka kay Bones!
9 points in the game so far.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Now the pass to Davis.
Putang ina mo.
Outside, Redick. Here's LeBron. 17 points in the game. And he jams it right over Kevin Love. Wow!
Yeah, LeBron showing all the ways that he can.
Sino nanood? Oh.
Dominate a game here on another level in this one.
Huli ka kay Bones!
And that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession.
Looking at the numbers here for Oladipo, he's coming off an excellent season. 9th in steals and amongst the league's top-tier scorers, top 20 in points per game.
And like a thief in the night, he will pick your pocket clean. Top 10 in steals, as you said last year. Always a threat to cause a turnover. Nancy's checked in for Cleveland. To the paint. Here's Drummond. It's set back by Howard. And he makes
Tingnan
it
mo.
one.
Lower down pala katapat mo, boy.
It's not so much just the made shots, it's the consistency of the made shots that's got his team in the lead.
LeBron with it. 19 points in the game. Redick is in the corner. Back to James. Dishes it to Oladipo. A three-pointer off the mark. And so it's Exum with it. He'll bring it up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's a one-point game. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up.
What?
Officials on the call with the foul. Well, while we have a second, let's go to the 2K leaderboard for a list of the league's top shooters from last season. Anthony Davis, number 1. LeBron James, second.
As well as these two shot the ball, it was a nightmare situation for a defender guarding either one of them. It's so hard to stop them from getting their shots off.
Kent Bazemore's checked in for the Lakers.
Hey!
Now Oladipo. Outside, Redick. Back to
Putang ina mo.
Oladipo. Stolen by Drummond. some, deciding where to go with it. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Well, he made 1 3 in the first half, but he hasn't found a way to connect again from outside during the second.
And another make to his scoring column. His 5th basket of the game. Now shooting 5 of 11.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Pass to Baisley. To the inside. And it's slammed in by Davis.
So this is when you start to talk about Redick not just always looking for offense, clearly looking for teammates there.
Davis with the double team. It's stolen by Davis. Now the Lakers on the break. And stolen by Drummond. Now, here's Exum, covered by Redick. And here is Drummond. 10 points for him. Good. And the Cavaliers lead by 4. 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Now, here's Oladipo. Kicks to Redick. Outside, Davis. Back to Redick. Jacks up a 3. That's in there. Davis with the assist. 9 points for J.J. Redick.
A quick release of J.J. Redick, expecting the pass, and the defense can't react to that kind of shot.
Guarded by Oladipo.
Putang ina mo naman.
Anthony Davis grabs the miss. Davis has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
Oladipo has had some highlight dunks in his career. There's another one.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Lakers lead by 1. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feat.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter, what is still anybody's ball game. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. On the court for Cleveland, we've got Lance Stevenson. Hands out there with Andre Drummond. Then there's Sexton. And it's Knight in at the shooting guard. Cavaliers leading. The open look here for Sexton. His 3-pointers off the mark.
And they still need to step up just a little bit. They have the lead, but he needs to find himself out there.
And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
We're not sure. Maybe the pressure of the moment got to him there. A really careless error that might ultimately cost the team.
To the middle. Here's Nance. And Nance slams it in.
And so far, this has got that feel of a game that could be back and forth all the way.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised in the least. Both teams really struggling to maintain any sort of momentum.
Here's Oladipo. 6 to shoot. It's Davis on the wing. Covered by and it's Davis missing.
Defense has to feel fortunate. Somehow he missed that opportunity, and still, there's no reason for them to give up that kind of open shot.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
And finished off by Davis.
Yeah, just looking at this box score and wondering what Anthony Davis hasn't done. This guy's been on a roll since the tip.
Knight into the lane. And there's Sexton. That's good on the assist by Knight. And that's now 9 points for Colin Sexton. Oladipo against Knight. Oladipo outside. Redick with the 3. Traps in the tray.
And that's what we mean by combo guard skills right there. Kept his head up and found the open man.
Knight for 3. Dwight Howard grabs the board. Lakers trail by 3. In over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. It's tipped and stolen by Drummond. Stevenson inside the three-point line. Another shot. Got a piece of it.
Sensational coverage by Bazemore there. His length makes him a threat to always be able to block shots like that.
He kicks it to Howard. Bazemore against Stevenson. Stolen by
Putang ina
Stevenson.
kang hayop ka. Ah, shit!
That's good, and Stevenson with the assist. Knight's got the lead up to 6 now for Cleveland.
You'd like to see Knight be more consistent from that area, but a good look there.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Yeah, you can't make any excuses right now for them giving the ball up as much as they have in this one. Hopefully they can get on the same page during this timeout.
The Lakers making a switch here. James is checked in. Kevin Love's checked in for Cleveland. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard the Lakers coach talk to his team. He does not think they're giving him everything. He said they've been faster to us all night. Loose balls, rebounds, everything. We got to wake up. It's slipping away, and we're letting it happen. We got to seize this game. We'll see if you lit a fire under them, guys.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James. And so it's Cleveland with it. They lead by 4. Sexton with it. Pass to Drummond. The feed to Love. Kicks it out to Stevenson. Here's Drummond. No good that time. Excellent D from Howard. And here's Redick. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Here's LeBron. Lays it up and banks it in. And now just a 2-point Cleveland lead.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Huli
And the
ka!
rejection by James. Drummond, rebounded by Howard. Howard's got 6 rebounds now in the game. He nails it, and we're tied up.
That's just a big boy shot from Bazemore. Talk about being cool in a clutch moment.
Here's Knight. It's all in by Los Angeles. Davis has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
And guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable. Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Timeout called, Cleveland.
And one thing they'll discuss are their defensive rotations. The other is in the matchups.
We're seeing very little help defense on the inside, and even when there is help, it's been ineffective.
Chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Anthony Davis.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hadn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots, and you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he has.
Oladipo, he's checked in for Kent Bazemore.
And that's the kind of aggressive attitude Stevenson brings to the table. He's not going to sit back and settle for jump shots. If he can attack the basket, he will.
Davis. And it's slammed in by Davis.
Awesome job by AD to get the ball in a favorable spot. That's most anywhere, but comes up big with that basket.
And stolen by James. There's the dish to Oladipo. Howard kicks to James.
Hoy!
Goodness, that move was just nasty.
Sniper alert. Oh!
A minute 50 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Love outside.
Putang ina mo ka.
And he uses the glass on the layup.
Kevin Love, no stranger having the ball when it's tight like this. Terrific at stepping up.
James against Stevenson. Now James. Lakers working the ball around now. And there's the bucket from Victor Oladipo.
of confidence shown from Oladipo. He wants that shot in that moment.
They get a hand on it. And out of bounds. The Warriors will take it.
Putay na.
.1:15 left in the game. Sexton kicks to Love. Pass to Drummond. Now, here's Sexton. Love outside. Shot clock at 5.
Putang ina mo naman.
And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Now that is the play of the game.
Nothing more rewarding than hitting the big shot.
Oh!
Hanging in the balance, Davis does exactly what he needs to do. A gigantic. Shot from their big man.
And Stevenson kicks to Love. He's looking for Drummond and finds him.
And you can see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. And the Vast are ready. Davis looking for an opening.
Well, LeBron James lives for the big moment. Another one there.
Timeout called Cleveland. They're trailing by 4. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here is Love. Now baseline J, and misses it off the right side of the rim. And now they decide to foul intentionally. And the Lakers call time here. They're up by 4. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. We got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
Went on the first, and that puts them up by 5.
It feels like J.J. Redick has every part of this game buttoned up, especially when it comes to getting high percentage and quality shots.
Perfectly done at the stripe there. That brings their lead up to an even more comfortable level.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
Oladipo can be so explosive, long and lengthy, but to see him continue to get better.
Knight, the bounce pass. Exum finds Thompson. Three-pointer, Dellavedova, and the rejection by James. From deep three-point range, misses there. And so the Lakers take the win. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step to becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity, and this is what they came out to do.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Victor, what does tonight's performance say about the confidence of this team?
This looked pretty good.
Good, great.
Naku
All
po,
right,
8
David,
points pa lang
thank
po.
you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Brett Barry, Greg Anthony, and